This instructional video is intended as a reference guide for use with the Copilot wireless handheld multi-parameter system. Refer to the Copilot system and sensor instructions for complete instructions for use, including potential risk to patient and end user. Instructions for use and operators' manuals can be found at nonin.com. The standard configuration of the Nonin Copilot includes the Copilot display, SP BLE wireless signal processor, the 8330 AA multi-sensing finger clip sensor, a carrying case, a data download cable, a USB flash drive, and 2 power supplies. Additional components available for purchase include the 8100 AA adult SpO2 finger clip sensor, 8100 AP pediatric SpO2 finger clip sensor, the 8204 CA regional oximetry sensor with the INT100 cable, the pediatric 8004 CB or 8404 CB-NA RSO2 sensor. Copilot is designed to measure 5 different parameters, including pulse oximetry, pulse rate, carboxyhemoglobin, methemoglobin using the 8330 AA sensor, and cerebral or somatic oximetry using our regional oximetry sensors. Begin by removing the Copilot display and components from packaging. The Copilot system consists of a display, wireless signal processor, 8330 AA sensor multi-sensing sensor, data download cable, USB flash drive, Copilot carrying case, and 2 power supplies. Next, turn on the Copilot display by pressing and holding the power button until the screen turns on. Turn on the signal processor by holding the power button until all 3 green LEDs blink on and the blue Bluetooth LED begins to blink. No pairing steps are needed since the Copilot display and wireless signal processor are pre-paired via a secure connection. To get readings from the 8330 AA sensor, which measures pulse oximetry, pulse rate, carboxyhemoglobin, and methemoglobin simultaneously, remove the sensor from packaging. Apply the 8330 AA sensor to the patient's index, middle, or ring finger. Then connect the 8330 AA sensor to the signal processor, ensuring proper orientation. Once the sensor is connected, the readings will start populating on the Copilot display. Note the live plethysmograph waveform at the bottom of the display, along with the pulse oximetry and pulse rate readings. If a carboxyhemoglobin or methemoglobin reading is also needed, simply press the COHB MET-HB button. To obtain an RSO2 reading, ensure RSO2 sensors have been purchased, as they don't come standard in the system. Next, select the site that provides optimal access to desired tissue. In this example, we'll use the patient's forehead for cerebral oximetry. On the forehead, the site is to be lateral to the superior sagittal sinus, above the eyebrow and below the hairline. The area should also be free of hair or surface blemishes. Gently clean the patient's skin with isopropyl alcohol to remove oils, makeup, or soil that might interfere with the adhesive or block light. Ensure the skin is thoroughly dried. Remove the protective backing from the sensor and gently but firmly place the sensor on the desired site of the patient. Connect the RSO2 sensor to the SP BLE signal processor. If using the 8204CA sensor, the INT100 cable would be connected to the signal processor as shown here. The Copilot display will then automatically update to show the cerebral oximetry reading along with 2-minute and 2-hour trending graphs. While taking a reading, if an event mark is needed, you can push either the physical event mark button or on-screen event mark button. Once an event mark button is pressed, the event mark number will increase by 1. To later reference recordings and associated event markers, they can be found in the session ID data that is stored on the Copilot. The current session ID is found in the lower left-hand corner of the display. To manually increment the session ID, press and hold either event mark button. When the session ID increments by 1, it will blink and then stop. There are 2 battery gauges found on the Copilot display. The upper right-hand corner has the Copilot display battery gauge, and the lower right-hand corner has the SPBLE signal processor battery gauge. If the Copilot display loses connection with the signal processor, this icon will be your indicator. If the sensor loses connection with the signal processor, this icon will be your indicator. To set the date and time of the Copilot display, hit the Date/Time button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen during the system startup. In the next screen, set the automatic date and time to off and be sure the automatic time zone is toggled to off. Then, manually set the date and time. When finished, press the arrow in the bottom left-hand screen to go back to the startup screen. To download all available records to a USB flash drive that gets stored as a CSV file, first locate the USB flash drive and data download cable that came with the Copilot system. With the Copilot system off or in standby, connect the data download cable to the display. Then connect the USB flash drive to the data download cable. To transfer data to the USB flash drive, push the on-off button of display and during startup, tap the File Transfer icon. On the next screen, select the menu icon in the upper left-hand corner, then select the USB flash drive. Next, you press the Select button to store all available records to the USB flash drive. After tapping the Select button, the screen will go back to the Startup screen with the File Transfer button switching to a checkmark icon once the data transfer is complete. The data will now be available on the USB flash drive in a CSV file, so no further specific software is required to view the data. To charge the display or signal processor, use the provided power supplies. Connect the power supply to the Copilot display or SPBLE signal processor. The signal processor and display use the same connector, so the 2 power supplies provided are interchangeable. Note there are multiple outlet adapters in the packaging, so attach the one for your region of the world. This concludes the instructional video for the Copilot wireless handheld multi-parameter system.